What up, you Bachata animals? Rudy here with RedBear Dance, and today we're going to go over 5 isolation exercises that will help build all of your sensual and bachata movements. All these isolation exercises, your goal is going to be to move only the part of the body that we're focusing on. Everything else is quiet. That's the key word, quiet, not held in place. That's going to be like a lot of loud static noise, but just quiet. The very first one we're going to do is going to be a hip lower body isolation. For this one, we want to stand nice wide stance, about shoulder width apart. That's going to help give us stability. We're going to be roughly on the center of our foot, forward and back, going to be on the arch, and then left, right, we're going to stay centered. For this first isolation, let's go ahead and bend both of our knees quite a bit. And then all we're going to do is we're going to push with one leg and let all that energy go right up in here to the hip, no higher. And then we relax it. Your goal, and then we switch, is that there's no motion at all in the chest. No motion in the shoulders, no motion in the rib cage. All this up-down energy goes straight into the hip, nowhere else. Critically, we're not pulling the hip up with our obliques. We're not trying to move the hip around, thinking about it. All we're doing is we're pushing and relaxing. Pushing and relaxing. You'll notice if we start nice and low, when we push, we won't be able to straighten our legs fully. If you can, that means you started too tall. So reset, start a little shorter, and then we just push side to side. Push. And it's a push and a relax. Push and relax. Push and relax. Aim for slow, smooth, and continuous movement. That's how you're in control. All these isolation exercises is about building control. So by now your quad should be on fire. Good. That means we're working. But we gotta shake it out a little bit. Give yourself a little mini massage, because we're gonna go back into it. The next one I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see. Same exact idea, except now we're going forward and back by contracting these lower ab muscles to bring it forward, releasing them, and then contracting the lower ab muscles to bring it back and release it. And so we go forward and back, and forward and back, and forward and back, and last one, and relax. Yeah, your legs should definitely be hurting. So let's take a quick break. Let's imagine this is my hip right here. When we were going side to side, all we were doing was pushing one end up, relaxing it. Pushing the other, relaxing it. We're not actually going side to side. We're just tilting. And that's all coming from that push. For the forward and back, same idea. We tilt forward, relax, tilt back, relax, not actually moving forward and back. So by now, quad should have rested a little bit. So we're going to add this idea of 4 corners. Instead of just going side to side and forward and back, we're going to combine multiple motions, starting to overlap our muscles and movements. Here's how it's going to work. We're going to start with the left side first. My bad, that's the right side for you guys. We're going to push up on the right, and then as we relax it, before we relax all the way, we're going to start engaging that back muscle. And then, as we start to relax that one, before we relax it all the way, we start to engage the side. Then, we start to relax, but before it goes all the way, we engage the front. Before we keep going, I'm going to draw with my finger what this looks like. We had just been going side to side, and then we're going forward and back, or up and down. So then we went to one side, toward the middle first, and then curved it out, hitting that point. Toward the middle first, curved it out, hitting that point. Toward the middle first, hitting that point. Here are our 4 corners. Almost like a star, but very curvy in nature, with the curvature being toward the center. Here we go, full thing. We're gonna start with the right and then back. I'll actually turn around and make this easier for you to follow. So here we go, right side first. We go right, relaxing toward the middle, then back. Relaxing toward the middle, then left. Relaxing toward the middle, front. Relaxing toward the middle, right. Keep going. Back. Left. Your chest is not moving at all. Shoulders are perfectly stable and steady. There's no weight shift, and nothing going forward and back with the weight either. And then final one, let's relax. Whew. That's our general idea for 4 corners. Now we got to do the same thing the other way. But first, I'm going to show you a couple of mistakes that people do when they try to do this. Let's go ahead and start pushing up on the left. And instead of going toward the center and rounding it out to the back corner, a lot of people will just go straight, making this a diagonal motion. So this is wrong. At least it's not the isolation we're aiming to do. We are trying to go towards the middle and then. The other thing that a lot of people mess up on this is they just go round and round. We're not yet there. That's a different isolation we're going to do. So those are a couple of things that you can look out for to make sure you're in control of your body doing these isolations as expected. Next, we did one side, now we've got to do the other. We started on the right, now we've got to start on the left. So we're going to start left, toward the center, then back, toward the center, then right, toward the center, then front, keep going, left, back, right, front, left, back, right, front, last time, left, back, right, front, read. Nice, good stuff. So now we've got our side to side, we've got our up and down, we've got our 4 corners, and now we're going to do a smooth circle where we do go just round and round and round. This one should be one of the easier ones. Now we're fully overlapping our muscles, and that's what you should have noticed as we're building these. First isolation, we use one muscle group, then the other, then one, then the other. Then we use one, and then the other, one, and then the other. 4 corners, we overlap them a little bit, mostly turning one off before engaging the other, mostly turning it off before engaging the other. And now with smooth circles, we're going to completely overlap. As this one starts turning on, this one's turning on. As this one starts turning off, this one's turning on all the way around. Here we go. We're going to start push up on the left, and then already start engaging that lower back muscle to bring it around as your leg is disengaging. And now the hips are just going all the way around in a nice smooth circle. And again, aiming for complete isolation, no motion in your chest. Weight stays left, right, centered, and forward, back, center. And then we're going to reverse this, going back the other way. So now we're going clockwise, or we could start on the right and keep going back. All the way around a couple times. And relax. Very nice. So very generally, when you're doing these isolations, especially at the beginning, do at least 3 in each direction. One to kind of start figuring out what's going on, one to feel pretty good about, and then one to get really, really good. Then, once you've been doing these a little while, you can just do 2. One to remind yourself what's going on, and then the other one to get it really, really good. That is going to be our general theme. Side to side, forward, back, 4 corners, smooth circles. So now we're going to move up the body to the rib cage and use our rib cage. There's going to be a lot of oblique muscles. Let's imagine this is my rib cage, and we're going to just slide it side to side, forward to back, 4 corners, and smooth circles. Notice there's no tilting here. This is all flat sliding. So the way we can imagine this, we're going to take this nice wide stable base for balance. You can imagine you're buried up to your waist, concrete, sand, whatever you want, but there's no motion in your lower half. And then someone takes your entire upper half and slides it over in one direction. Notice the bottom of the ribs went just as much as the center, went just as much as the head. It all goes together. Big key you can look for is that your shoulders stay level. If you're trying too hard, you might end up tilting a little bit and your shoulders are no longer level. If you don't move your head, your chest is going to move around under you and your shoulders aren't level again. So we're really looking for these shoulders to be nice and level, and you'll see there's no motion in the hips, there's no motion in the knees, it's all right here in the upper half in the rib cage. It's going to be these oblique muscles right here. Another way to think about this motion, this is one of the more important isolations we do in Bachata, since it's in every single basic right here. See that chest? Every time we do our basic, we're doing this isolation. We can imagine tying a rope around our chest and someone's going to pull on it. They pull to one side, then they pull to the other. If that rope is too low on the body, you're going to start to get some pulling like this, no longer level shoulders. If that rope is way too high on the body, you get the opposite effect. Now you get a similar tilting, but it's in the opposite direction. So we want that rope to be right in the happy middle, where pulling on it keeps your shoulders nice and level. So let's go ahead and practice. We're just going to take our side-to-side isolations with our chest, starting to the right. We go right, left, right, left, right, left. Aim for this motion to be smooth and continuous. Even though you just barely stop on each side, it's a soft stop, just kissing each wall, not stopping and hanging out there for a long time. Second idea, the speed should be fastest in the middle, slowing down toward each end. Then from the end, it speeds up toward the middle, is fast in the middle, slows down toward each end. So that's all of the things we're aiming to do when doing this motion cleanly. And if nothing else, just keep your shoulders nice and level and straight. So now, let's make it harder with that forward and back sliding. Same idea, we're going to slide the ribcage forward and back, everything from the bottom of the ribs to the top of the head. This time we're going to add opening the chest, where we pinch our shoulder blades together, and we're going to add squeezing the chest, where we squeeze our pec muscles together, or closing the chest. When we go forward, we open. When we go back, we squeeze and close. And again, no motion in the hips, no motion in the knees. If you can only do this a little bit, that's fine. That's your body. Do what you can do well. And then check out some of the stretching videos for how to limber up. Here we go, forward and back. We go forward, we're going to keep that arrow pointing in our chest straight forward, opening the chest. And then when we go back, that arrow in our chest stays pointing forward once again. We don't want that arrow pointing at the ground. We don't want that arrow pointing way up in the sky. We want it pointing straight forward. Here we go, forward and back. Forward. Back. Forward, opening the chest. Back, closing the chest. Forward. Back. Forward, pause. Double check, is your arrow still pointing perfectly straight? Or is it pointing at the ground or the sky? These are the kinds of things you want to double check to make sure you're doing this motion right. A couple more times. Back, forward, back, forward, and relax. Very nice. So now we had our side to side, we had our up and down. Now we're going to add the same 4 corners we already learned, just with our sliding of the chest. We're going to start to the left first and then go back. We slide to the left, and then since it's 4 corners, we go toward the middle first before rounding it out toward the back. Once again, squeezing our pec muscles together. Then we go toward the center before rounding it out to the right, chest is neutral. Then we go toward the center before rounding it out to the front. Once again, opening our chest, pinching that pencil, and then we keep going. Left, back, right, front, left, back, right, front, one more, left, back, right, front, and relax. That whole time, your arrow in the center of your chest should have been pointing straight forward, and your shoulders should have been nice and level. Those are the things to look for to make sure you're doing this well. Now, we'll try the other direction, starting to the right and going back. Here we go. Right, back, left, front, right. Remember to close your chest, left, and open your chest. Right, back, left, front, right, back, left, front. Awesome. So now, final one, we've got to do the smooth circle. Same idea, we're going to take that rib cage, instead of side to side, forward, back, or 4 corners. Now we're just going to go all the way around. I like to imagine there's a barrel, and I'm inside of it. I'm trying to touch every part of that barrel. My back, right shoulder, chest. Here we go, let's practice. Starting to the left, and then we round it out, nice smooth circles. We go left, Now round it out. Move that chest, move that ribcage in a circle all the way around. Remember to close your chest when you're back. Open your chest when you're front. This entire time, the shoulders are staying nice and level. And that arrow in your chest is pointing straight forward the whole time. And now we reverse it, going the other direction. And we're just going to do a couple of these. Keeping your eye on your shoulders, staying level. Keeping an eye on that arrow pointing straight forward. Keep an eye on your chest closing when it's back. And opening when it's front. And relax. Well done. Some of you should have found some new muscles right here. These are ones that really aren't used in our daily lives a lot. So it takes a little while, not just for your body to get comfortable with them, but also for the wiring in your brain. So if this is a struggle, that's all right. Some of these motions are very, very hard. So take them nice and slow. When you're working on these, always remember your goals. Nice level shoulders, where's that arrow pointing? Go as slow as you have to, as small as you have to. Don't try to go big and crazy at first. Take it simple, get it right, the rest will come. So now, the next one we're going to work on is a head-only isolation. For this one, we're going to have no motion from the shoulders down at all. All we're going to do is tilt the head left and right. And when we're doing this, we're going to aim to have our chin centered. What I mean by that is our eyes stay forward, not looking toward the ground on either side. See, my chin isn't centered anymore. This is not good. We're tilting to the side, curving the neck to the side, curving the neck to the other side. Almost like if this is my neck, we're curving it just like that, side to side. Really think about that curve. I'm also exaggerating, adding way too many shoulders, so let's quiet all that. Head up only. Here we go, side to side. Go one side and the other. Left, right, left. And again, smooth and continuous motion. One more, left, right, and relax. Very good. So when you're doing that, keeping an eye on your chin, staying centered. So now for forward and back, same idea. Head up only isolation, really thinking to arc the neck. Create a big arc in it. We tilt forward and back. And forward and back. And forward and back. And forward. And one more time. Forward and relax. Very nice. So now for our four corners. It's going to be the same exact four corners we've already done, but this time head only, keeping that chin perfectly straight centered the whole time. We're going to start with the left first. You go left, slowly pick up toward the middle before engaging the back. Good. Slowly pick up toward the middle before engaging right. Keep going. Right. Left. Back. Right. Front. Left. Back. One more. Front. Left. Back. Right. And relax. Very nice. The challenge there is keeping your lower body, even your shoulders, nice and stable, moving from the neck up only. So now let's try it on the other side. We start to the right, four corners. We go right, back, left, front, right, back, left, front, right, back, left, front, right, back, and relax. Nice. So now, you guessed it, smooth circles in each direction. Here it's going to be really tempting for that chin to start to wander around all over the place. So how you can help this is keep your eyes set straight forward and really aim for that chin. It will move up and down. Watch this. Chin is moving up and down, but it's just up and down. It's not round and round. That's what you're going to aim for, is for your chin to go just up and down because you're tilting your head. Here we go, smooth circle, start from the left and then back. Left, and And we keep going round and round. Here we're very much controlling the head. Chest is not moving at all. One more circle. And reverse. Really feeling the isolation of your head from your chest. Feeling the tilting in your neck, the arc. And feeling your chin staying nice and centered. And you relax. Very nice. So we've got one that's going to be very confusing because it's very similar to the last one we did, but also very, very different at the same time. This is going to be for our rib cage, tilting the rib cage. What makes this one hard is what we just did is we drove the head. We said, head, where are you going to go? I'm going to go to the left. I'm going to go to the right. I'm going to go forward. I'm going to go back. I'm going to do 4 corners and 3 circles. Very good, head, you did it. But now we're going to have to control the chest and let the head flow along after the fact. This is going to be very similar to if you pick up a big branch from the bottom and you've got a big juicy plum on the end, you can wave the branch side to side, and that big juicy plum, it takes a little while to start moving, and it moves after the fact. That's how we want our head to move. We're not driving our neck. We're not controlling our neck muscles. They're mostly relaxed, maybe about 20% engaged to give a little bit of firmness, but we're driving our chest. So let's just start tilting side to side. Once you get an idea for what we're doing, closing your eyes actually helps a lot because that takes you out of your head, puts you in your body, and lets you control your body better and more directly. So let's go, tilting the chest. We're going to start to the right. Notice the head goes after, head goes after. Gravity takes the head. I don't move it, I let it move. And it's soft, it's not clunk. It's soft because the muscles are slightly engaged. Then controlling the chest, I pick the chest up. I say, chest, let's go. The head stays, the head stays, the head stays, the head stays. Eventually it's going to fall over this hill. And then we softly let it fall. Chest redirects. Head stays. Eventually the head moves on its own. So I'll start going a little faster so you can see the flow. That's left, right, eyes closed helps. Left, right, feel the flow. Left, right, you're a tree in the breeze. Left, right, and relax. Very nice. Same idea forward and back. But now when we tilt forward, we're going to close our chest. And when we tilt back, we open our chest. And all of that comes after. It's the spine that moves first, everything else comes after. Imagine someone's going to grab me right on the spine and pull me that way. Everything else is going to come after. They pull my spine, my chest opens because my shoulders are coming after, my head's coming after, my hips are coming after, everything comes after. It's the same effect we're going to do, but tilting the ribcage forward and back. Watch the first time. I'll go forward and back. Forward. See, it's all coming after. Spine redirects, and that's when all of the chest closes, the head falls. Spine's going backward, everything else is still forward. And then gravity takes it, opens it all up, spine redirects. Spine goes first, everything else goes after. Chest closes in the front, opens in the rear. Closes in the front, go ahead and join us. Opens in the rear. There we go. Forward. Back. Forward. Remember, you're controlling your spine. Back. Everything else is a consequence. Forward. Back. Forward. Last time. Back. Forward. And relax. Nice. So that's often one of the toughest because it's really easy to get in our heads and we start picking up the head instead of controlling our chest. So that's your challenge, is close the eyes, drive the center of the chest. That's the only part of your body you can control. Everything else flows after. Shoulders flow after with that opening and closing. Head flows after. with the nice, mostly relaxed neck muscles. So now we're going to make it even harder. We're going to do those same 4 corners. Really get out of the head this time. Control that chest. Where is the chest going? That's your only question. We're going to start to the left. We go. Left. Pick it up toward the middle. Then back, opening the chest. Pick it up toward the middle. Then right, chest is neutral. Pick it up toward the middle. Then forward, closing the chest. And we keep going. Left. Back. Right. Front. Left. Back. Right. Front. One more. Left. Back. Right. Front. Relax. We start with the other direction. Start to the right and back. 4 corners. We go. Right. Back. Left. Front. Right. Back. Left. Front. Right. Back. Left. Relax. Very nice. Even though this is very, very similar to the one we just did, controlling the head, it is very different, and it should feel very different. Because we're not controlling the head now, we're controlling the chest. So now we still have to do our smooth circles. Here it should really feel like your head is a ball rolling around a bowl. And we're remembering to keep our chest closed in the front and open in the rear. Here we go. Smooth circles, starting to the left and back. We go. Left, back, right, front, left, back, right, controlling the chest, front, left, opening in the rear, right, closing in the front, left, back, right, pause and watch me. From the front, we're going to ripple up with the head coming up last. And that's how we'll finish out these motions. Or we could, from the rear, ripple up with the head coming up last. We'll do it from the front. It's a little easier. Now, nice smooth circles, starting from the right, then back. We go. Right, back, left, front, right, back, left, front, right, back, left, front, one more, right, back, left, and ripple up. Whew. Well done. If you're feeling a little bit lightheaded, take a break, pause the video. We've got one more isolation. If you're doing this nice and slow and smoothly, you shouldn't get too lightheaded, but the first couple of times you try this, you might still feel that a little bit. Final isolation is going to be our shoulders. It's a shoulder isolation. For this one, we're just going to roll one shoulder at a time forward, then back, then both shoulders, then alternating shoulders. It's gonna get a little complicated, but don't worry, we'll get through it. So very first, we're just gonna turn our right shoulder and roll it back. Really feel the full circumference of your shoulder socket. Feel the top, feel the back, feel the bottom, feel the front. Aim for this to be a smooth and continuous motion with no movement in your chest. Especially when we start doing both shoulders, it's common for that chest to start moving around like this. That arrow's all over the place. But instead, we want to really isolate our shoulder motion. Let's go ahead and reverse it. Now right shoulder going forward. Same idea. Full and complete motion, nice and smooth. And you can also relax this arm. It is tempting to start to bring the arm up, but we want to keep it nice and relaxed so it's only in the shoulder. And now we're going to reverse, left shoulder going back. And a couple of these. Feeling the full circumference of the socket. Slow, smooth, and complete motion. And let's reverse it. No chest motion. Arms stay nice and relaxed. And now both shoulders going backwards at the same time. The challenge here is often in driving both shoulders at the same time. And then we reverse. Feeling that full range of motion. And relax. So far so good. Now it's going to get hard. So this next one, we're going to have our right shoulder up and left shoulder down. Both are going to go backwards. This is often where we start to see the chest isolation fall apart. So I'll often see something like this where that arrow is moving all over the place, but we want that arrow nice and straight. The other thing I'll often see, I'll demonstrate on my right shoulder, is people will drive a little bit of the shoulder and then it dies. Then they drive it a little bit and then it dies. So this is often people driving one shoulder, then the other, then one shoulder, then the other. But instead we want both shoulders continuously moving at a constant rate. Nice and slow and smooth and in control. That's always our goal with these isolations. So now we're going to reverse it. Both shoulders going forward in opposite positions. And the same idea, make sure both shoulders are moving continuously through the full range of motion. And one more. And relax. All right, we got one more bonus. This is going to be especially difficult. It will take a little while for a lot of you to do it, but don't worry. Conceptually, we can get through it, but then it's about practicing. So for this one, we're going to take our left shoulder up, right shoulder down, and we're going to rotate both of them to meet in the middle in front of you. What this does is cause them to rotate in opposite directions. So we rotate both of them to meet in the middle in front of you and then keep going. What you'll notice is they're rotating in opposite directions. My right shoulder is going forward. I'm going to slowly rotate, and you'll see my left shoulder is going backwards. That's what we're aiming for, is they're both moving in opposite directions. Once again, the easy way to start this, one shoulder up, one shoulder down, rotate them to meet in front of you, and then keep going in that direction. Which shoulder starts on top will determine which direction they're going. So then I'll rotate this way so you can see as well. And the same idea, we want to reverse this. This time to reverse it, we'll start with the opposite shoulder up, the opposite shoulder down, and again, they rotate to meet in front of you in the middle, and then keep going. So I'll rotate around so you can see now it's my right shoulder going backwards, and my left shoulder is going forwards. If this is too crazy, don't worry about it. This is a tough one. And relax. Another way to think about it that might work for some of you is, let's imagine I've got a collar and I've got a belt, and I'm going to cinch them together. And then I'm going to move that cinch around my body. All the way around. And then do that a little bit faster. Your shoulders will be doing what they want to do for that isolation, but now we got to get rid of the hips and the chest tilting. So that's another way to try that isolation, to get the motion, and then you have to quiet the rest of your body. But again, that one's bonus. It's not something we really do that much, but it does look pretty cool. The rest of the isolations, however, are the building blocks of the rest of our motions. That smooth circle for the hip movement, guess what that is? That is a hip roll. That's exactly what that motion is. That's how we do that. That smooth circle for the chest sliding, guess what that is? That's a chest roll or a pinza. That smooth circle for the tilting of the chest, guess what that is? That is a head roll. Then we can construct the body roll the same way. We can have this forward and back of the hips. We can have the sliding of the chest. We can have the tilting of the chest. Check it out. Here's the body roll. We're going to slide and tilt the chest. Hips go forward. That's a prep for the body roll. Slide the chest. That's one. Tilt. Hips are back. Two. Tilt and slide. Hips forward. That's three. Sweep backward. Chest to neutral. That's four. Reversing everything. 5, 6, 7, 8. the rest of the sensual movements are built the same way. It's those same isolations built together in various different ways. So if you practice these isolations, if you drill them nice and slow, remember, get them right first, then big and fast and fancy. Build the isolations, the rest of the movements will come nice and easily. So thank you all so much for joining me. If you'd like to support this channel and these tutorial videos, there are links down in the description on how you can do that. Once again, my name is Rudy with RedBear Dance. Thank you all so much.